Here, we're going to talk to Richie Greenberg, who's on with us frequently. He's kind of our unofficial San Francisco correspondent. He's a writer and a commentator, and he follows California politics quite closely. And you may have heard that the mayor, Daniel Lurie, has signed an ordinance that the Board of Supervisors passed, and this would be reparations for black citizens up to $5 million each. No tax money involved. I know they're accepting donations. I don't know why. I don't know where this came from. Let's get Richie Greenberg on to explain it. Richie, welcome.
Hey, thank you. Happy New Year. First time back on since the new year, and hope you're well.
I am. Thank you. All right. First reaction was we don't have any living slaves in California. We have no living slave owners, and slavery was never legal. So what's
right?
Well, $5 million a person seems like a big price to pay for something that doesn't exist.
Well, the reality is that the way that this particular reparations plan was concocted, this scheme, as I like to call it now, is that it goes way beyond the eligibility if someone is a descendant of someone who was enslaved, and it goes way beyond $5 million. So that's the two misconceptions. There are actually a whole bunch of criteria of grievances. There was a committee that was put together a couple of years ago. Then they went ahead and created this plan at taxpayers' expense. 15 members of a committee, each one was paid $25,000 for their time to come up with this plan. And what they came up with is that currently, to be eligible, if you apply when they get to that point, you need to be at least 18 years of age or older here in San Francisco, and you need to identify that you are a black African American on public documents for the last 10 years. That's required.
Last 10 years? That's
all?
Yeah,
just the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to identify as black African American.
Right.
Now that's required. Then you have to choose two from this other list. You have to be born in San Francisco between 1940 and 1996, or moved to San Francisco between 1940 and 1996, with 13 years residency within there. Right? Then you could be someone who personally or is a descendant of someone who was jailed in the failed war on drugs. I'm saying that in air quotes. All right. So, right, nothing to do with slavery. If you moved here between 1940 and 1996, you lived here for 13 years, and you were jailed, you are eligible for reparations.
Wait. You have to wait. You lived here and you were jailed, or you lived here or you were jailed?
Well, you have to choose from two. Mm-hmm. So the categories are you were born in San Francisco, or you moved to San Francisco, or you were a descendant of slaves 1865 before 1865. Or you were pick and choose two criteria, or your parents were jailed on the failed war on drugs. If you were displaced by urban renewal in the 1950s and 60s, if you applied for a loan, if you went to the bank or mortgage company and you were denied a loan and you believe that was discrimination, between 1937 and 1968, you also are eligible for reparations. Or if you went to public schools here in San Francisco between 1983 and 93, during a period of what they call a consent decree desegregation.
You know what? I think every kid in California should get reparations if they went to our public schools. Because all kids are screwed here in this state. What the hell? Like, honestly, was this some kind of drug festival these people are at? Is this some kind of LSD trip they were all on?
Well, they put it in writing. They marched it into the Board of Supervisors, that's our city council, with big fanfare, and they had a whole public hearing, and there were people lined up to support this and try and convince the board, the supervisors, that they need to adopt this, to accept it and to adopt it, and they did. But then this was several years ago, and then it was just shelved to gather dust.
What made it come back?
A couple of months ago, we have a new mayor, Mayor Daniel Lurie, and for whatever reason, they decided now to resurrect this and say, well, we've already accepted the plan. How about we start the mechanism, such as like opening a bank account, right? A mechanism for funding this. And that was what was passed in the Board of Supervisors a couple of months ago, and Lurie signed it.
All right. There's so many things in my head. No taxes, right?
Well, we don't know, because right now they're working behind the scenes. They're working in the shadow of secrecy. And one of the provisions, they have over 100 provisions that were in this plan. One of them was to operate as an administration outside the prying eyes of City Hall, outside government. So they're creating like their own government, their own black-led government. You see, that is key. So everything that they want to do, and we're hearing about this now. This is right in Minneapolis and Minnesota and now California. Fraud is rampant. And if you have an agency that works outside of this, then they can just say, well, leave us alone. This is what we're doing.
All right. But the core idea right now is not being financed with any tax payments. It's going to be private donations.
Well, yes and no. Correct that there is no allocation of City Hall coffer funds. They are saying that we can accept private donations, but it would still be administered through some government bureaucracy, which means they would most likely have to set up a new office, right, a new commission, this new side shadow government, which means that taxpayers are paying for that.
Right. Why would Lurie sign this? From afar, he has seemed more sane than recent San Francisco mayors.
Exactly. And not only does it not make sense, but we can then label him not truly being the moderate that he has said he is.
No, I mean,
claimed to be, right? And secondly, some people, they've even accused him of not reading the plan. Did he actually read what these 100+ provisions are?
Who's
eligible?
Was this something like, here, you can set up an account and pour private money into it, and this is like, now shut up and leave me alone? Was it that kind of thing?
It's very possible. Honestly, it's very possible that that's what happened. He's a very busy man, as we know. He is on social media constantly. He's on Instagram constantly, running around town, getting a coffee and setting up meetings with small business owners and champion them, interviewing them on Instagram, Insta Mayor. And maybe he just didn't have the time, or his advisors didn't go through it and didn't tell him, hey, this is unconscionably unconstitutional, what this is.
There's that too, yeah.
Yeah, the constitutionality. Now, two other quick things. First of all, I took all of the information, I summarized it. It's online for listeners to go to rejecttheplan.com. rejecttheplan.com. It's all spelled out. Everything there. I've been working for hours and hours and hours on this. Secondly, it seems that once we discovered it, my colleague and I, we discovered Daniel Lurie's signature on the legislation. We put it out there on X, on Twitter. It got picked up and it went viral across the nation, local, and it really made hundreds of thousands, millions of views. But it was only picked up by conservative media. If you do a search now, if you do a search now on CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, LA Times, Axios, even our local Chronicle, nothing, crickets. It's
really
not there.
Wow, they're all in lockstep. That's what's fascinating. Like, all these media outlets always are in lockstep about this stuff. Hey,
it's fascinating. It's frustrating.
Yeah. Richie, I got to go. Thank you very much. And when new stuff happens on this, tell us, okay?
Be sure to. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
Richie Greenberg. Moist Line next.
My